Oh my goodness, my throat, man. Hello, everyone. Gosh. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Across the Pond, the podcast where I get to speak to people from all around the world. Oh my goodness, I think this is like my 20th time trying to do an intro in a row. It's nuts. I get to speak today with Santiago. Santiago is currently living in Mexico, and that's all I'm going to tell you. Except for the fact that he's also a listener, so this is kind of cool. I'm pretty sure Santiago was one of the first people that I got to speak to that was a rather long-time listener, so I'm excited for this one. Or I should say I was excited because it already happened, so I was excited. I think it's the correct term, right? Anyway, enjoy the enjoy the conversation I had with Santiago. This one was fun. You'll learn a thing or two. This one was a nice, chill, awesome, just relaxing, connect to guest conversation. Hey, brother, what's up?
Hey.
Hey there?
Hey, Daniel, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm here. I'm good too. Finally,
Nice.
we meet.
Yeah, no kidding. It's been such a long time. I'm so sorry because here's the thing. When we first initially set up our meeting time, my wife didn't realize that I set something up, and something happened to where our schedules got conflicted, and then after that, we just couldn't find a time that worked, and then I took a break, because of Christmas and the holidays, and so I'm sorry that it's taken us so long to actually get together and talk, but I'm super glad that we get to now.
No, it's okay. It's all good. I mean, I'm a huge fan of this show, and I've been listening to it for a while, and I think your intro is like really cool though. Like, where'd you get the intro music from? Did you produce it or?
No, so I used to stream on Twitch and do all that stuff, and there's this guy who came around one day, and he's been part of my community ever since, and he's really into music, like super into music. And so he's just like, hey Dan, like if you ever need music, let me know because I kind of want to start, producing music. And I said, well, it's funny because I want to start this podcast. Here's the gist of it. I don't have any sort of idea of what I want it to sound like, so just go ahead and make it for me. And he was like, okay, I got you. And so he threw it together, I think in like 3 or 4 days, and I still love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool intro, I gotta say.
Oh, thank you. I really, really do like it. So no one knows about this. So I'm going to tell you now. And so you're going to be the only one that knows about it until this episode comes out. But he's actually making me another intro song for another podcast that I want to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and like, do you have like an idea of what it's going to be about the other podcast?
Yeah. So this one deals a lot with learning about the guest. So I'm going to be, of course, learning a lot about you, your likes and dislikes. You've listened to a lot, it sounds like, so you kind of know how they go, right? The other one that I want to start is more geared towards speaking with people who would be considered a professional in a specific field. And so the idea of the podcast, or the name of the podcast, is going to be Learning with Dan. And what I want to do is, let's just say, I speak to someone who's really, really good with physics, and he just kind of gives me a physics lesson. It'll of course be more interesting than that, but what I want to do is I kind of want to branch out and start learning about specific things rather than, like, I'm of course going to keep doing this one, but the other one's going to be geared more towards just learning about subjects rather than people, if that makes sense.
Oh, well, that's funny because I've been wanting to start another podcast as well, so I mean, if you ever, or what type of hosts are you using? Like, are you using Anchor? Maybe?
Yeah, I'm using Anchor, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It really is because it's free, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, see, bro, I wouldn't pay for something, honestly. Just like when you have Anchor, you can record. If you have an account in the United States, like they can pay you, and that's like so awesome, honestly.
Yeah, it's really cool how they do it. It's really nice. The one complaint that I do have with it is that it feels very basic. compared to the
Oh,
other like hosting sites and stuff that I've seen. But then again, I haven't used them, so I don't know. It just feels very surface level. Like let's just say if I really wanted to dive into my analytics, I just have a pie chart that shows me, Spotify listens and all these other listens, and then it shows me age ranges of people who listen, the amount of listens within a specific week, and then gender. That's it. What if I wanted to know, the
yeah.
like if I wanted a deeper dive into the analytics, it's not really there. That's the only complaint that I got. But for it being free, I can't complain.
Like how much kids the viewers have. And
Yeah. I mean, that would be cool. That'd be cool. It would be kind of interesting to see if, like, for example, let's just say, you're listening, right? It would be interesting
Yeah.
to know if your account, let's just say you were the Joe Rogan of podcasting, right? It would be really interesting
Ooh,
to know if
okay.
you yourself were listening to my podcast, so then I can kind of get an idea of like who I'm drawing in, if that makes sense. If I'm reaching, names that are somewhat big rather than just numbers. Does that make sense?
Huh. Yeah, I guess I I never really thought of that. I thought the analytics were kind of good, to be honest, but yeah, I guess it would be good to know what type of audience you're drawing in, so you can sort of like personalize the content based on that, right?
Yeah. That's kind of what I. Yeah, I think you and I are on the same page. And I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that I wish there was a deeper dive. Is all. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyway, enough about my stuff. I want to get to know you. So first
All
things
right.
first, I want to know like where you are in life right now. Like who is Santiago? Like of course you don't have to tell me what you don't want to share, but like, maybe tell me where you're located and like what you're doing, or if you got a job, like I want to get to know you. So kind of give me a little overview about you.
Hey, well, I'm Mexican.
that
uh,
that's a good start.
yeah, that's a good start, right? So I'm a teen. I'm still in school. I'm trying to get past school. I just want to finish.
I get that.
uh,
I get that.
but I've been starting some creative projects every now and then. I started my own podcast. I like to write as well. I love doing exercise as well. So
Mm.
I'm just kind of a mix everywhere.
Gotcha. So it kind of sounds like you're an all-encompassing person, like you're like you don't necessarily have something that is like your diehard favorite, but you kind of like everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
And when it comes to like careers, that's the thing, because I like everything, so it's kind of hard to, just dive into one.
Yeah. No, I get that. I was that way for a long time, and I guess I still kind of am that way. I enjoy so many things, and I love
Oh,
to, experience new things and learn about new things. Really, the only like solids I have in my life, I love football. I love soccer, football, and that's about it. And video games.
oh,
So it's like I get what you mean.
yeah.
There's so many things out there. You just kind of like to explore it.
Hey, well, that's two very different things, like video games and soccer. It's
True.
uh how'd you I don't know. Well, how'd you get interested in both?
So when I was younger, like really, really young, like 3 or 4 years old, my parents wanted me to play sports, right? And
Oh, because you were too much on the computer?
no, just because they wanted me to play sports. I
Oh,
used to live in Las Vegas, and so
oh,
it was a really, I mean, like it was hot, but it was
oh,
also great to just like get out and play as a kid, like let
yeah,
your
yeah.
creativity, go wild. And oh, excuse me, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. That was a excuse me. And so
Oh, come on.
I want to throw up. And so they wanted me to play sports, right? And so they're like, get into baseball. And I was like, oh, sure. I mean, like I was a kid. I didn't know any better. And it wasn't that I hated it. It was just really boring. I wasn't a fan of standing there and waiting for someone to hit the ball, especially being so
I
young.
know.
Most kids can't hit a ball, so you're just standing there most of the time, or you're sitting in the
Yeah.
dugout. And I just didn't enjoy it. So I said, Mom, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to try another sport. she saw that soccer was getting really popular, like super, super popular
Mm.
in Las Vegas at the time. This was back in what, 98, 99, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in first grade. So whatever age you are in first grade is when I started playing. And so I played all throughout my schooling years, elementary school, middle school, high school, played all the way through, and I just loved it. And I got into video games when I was, oh gosh, maybe 5 or 6. My parents bought me a Nintendo 64 with
Ooh,
Donkey Kong. And so I would,
nice.
oh my gosh, man, it's actually really funny because I just got a 64 emulator on my computer with Donkey Kong, so I've been
Oh,
playing that again.
okay, okay.
And yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then I enjoyed playing soccer so much because I loved running with a purpose, like playing with
Yeah,
the ball and, beating other teams. And I play defender, so, a really good slide tackle. Like I loved that. But then I also loved playing video games because I connected with my friends through that. So it was just kind of a mix, you know?
yeah. I also play tennis, but sometimes I also get frustrated because you don't have like that physical contact with the other person.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't know. I just those physical contact sports that are like I don't know, soccer, box. You can just let your anger out on that person like
Yeah,
whenever you
yeah.
want. So and it's nice to get it out sometimes, um but I hey, I'm not saying I hit people,
No, I get
but
that.
it's
It's like sometimes it's not necessarily like an anger thing. It's just, like I just want to hit something, and not even in like a weird way,
yeah.
if that makes sense. Like I don't want to sound like I'm a violent person either, but like when you're playing soccer or something and you're defending or you're going for someone and someone bumps into you and then you bump back into them, like that's a good feeling. It's a physicality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, because and this might sound I don't want to say racist, but it might come off as that, and I don't mean it like that. You're
Okay,
from
good.
Mexico, right? So shouldn't you like football?
Dude, I love football.
Oh, okay.
Uh I played football as a child and I played it for a while. Yeah. Um
Mm.
but but I actually well, I decided to change sports after a while. I'm not really sure why. It just
Huh.
kind of I just kind of changed. I don't really like staying in something for a long time. So that's yeah, I guess so. That's
I
why.
get that. Or do you at least? I shouldn't say at least. That makes it sound bad. But do you watch football at all, or do you care about the Mexican League or the English Premier League, or do you watch Barcelona or anything like that?
I used to, but the thing is, I don't really like watching sports. Like I don't.
Huh.
It doesn't matter if I'm really into it, but like I can watch them. I like them, and I could watch it, but it's not like my favorite thing to do. I'd love to, like I'd rather be playing it than watching it. You know?
Oh, that makes sense. No, I get that because of my old age and my bad knees. Because, like I said, I played my whole life, right? And so my knees are just gone. My knees are crap right now. Like I work for Amazon, so
Oh,
I'm a delivery dude. So I get in and out of the truck all day. By the end of the day, like my left knee is hurting because I have no cartilage because I used to play so much soccer. It's just like, oh, it sucks. So I love watching it, but I understand the want of playing rather than watching. I totally get that. What made you go into tennis though?
I guess it was my brother. I'm not really sure, but I really started to like it, and I started to participate in some national tournaments,
Oh
and
shoot.
yeah. Well, I started in state, and then I went into national, and well, yeah, I did quite a lot in tennis.
So like, would you consider yourself to be like a good tennis player? Because if you're going to like state and nationals and stuff, that's not some small feat.
Yeah, no, I was really into it.
So like, you would win
Yeah.
tournaments?
So I used to what? Sorry.
No, you're good. So like, you would win tournaments and like you would go to these tournaments and you would like win them and stuff.
Yeah.
So wait, are you like the what's his name? Nadal or something like that? Are you like good? Like you could go pro good?
No, I thought of going pro for a while, but um, I guess at the end I didn't like it that much.
Oh, okay. So then what do you see yourself doing? Because like you said, you're still in school, and the world
Yeah.
is your oyster or clam or whatever the analogy is. But what do you want to like do once you complete high school?
Ah, man, why you gotta ask those questions?
Come on, dude. I'm here to learn about you. Like, I mean, to be fair, when I was in high school, I didn't really have much of a. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So if you say I don't know what I want to do, that's completely understandable. I just know that the generation that you're in, a lot of people are. I kind of want to do this. It seems more, at least from my understanding, like my brother, he's just a tad older than you are, and he just started going to college. He had no clue what he wanted to do,
Mhm.
and then towards his like last 2 months of college or high school, he's like, "Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do." So I just feel like a lot of the people that are in, or a lot of the students that are in high school now, they kind of have more of an understanding. I'm not sure. Maybe that's just like an ignorance on my part, but I feel like that's kind of how it's going.
Well, I guess like now that well, I'm not sure when you were born, but if you didn't have if you didn't have internet before, I mean, I guess it's gotten really, really easy now to sort of explore new areas than
Oh,
it was before,
true,
isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah, no, that's true. I can remember. So I was born in 1994. I'm 26. I'll be 27. Oh my gosh. Um, and
Bro, you're young. You're young.
okay, dude, come on, don't flatter me. I don't need that. Okay, but I mean, I am young. So here's the thing. A little side note. I'm 26, right? I feel like I'm still 18. Like I seriously feel like I'm young. I don't feel old. But when I tell people that I'm 26, especially people that I went to school with, they're like, "Dang, you're old." And I'm like, "Shut up." But when
Mm,
I wanted to go to college, they had like assessment tests and stuff that I could take, but
yeah.
none of them seemed like they were good. So like we had internet and stuff, but it wasn't
Hmm.
very advanced to the point of where it could accurately depict who you are, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I totally understand. Like now there's these tests that guide you to the career you want and everything. But I don't know. I like communications. I love speaking to people. I love picking up new conversations with anyone new that I see on the street. So I like that career.
So would you say that you're a very just like easy to approach, friendly kind of person?
Yeah, unless you like approach me at like 8 p.m. at night in the street.
Yeah, it hits that time and you're just like, nah, bro, like get away from me. I don't want to choke you out. Like I'm by
Yeah.
myself. I'm good. Just let me do my thing. I'm good. I want to
Yeah,
stroll
yeah,
down the street.
yeah. Basically, yeah. Just put it in your music and you're just strolling.
That's cool.
or
So,
when or
no,
when
please
you
go
do
ahead.
exercise, it's just like, oh, thank you. So when you do exercise, it's just like, well, sometimes there's the don't bother me, right?
Yeah,
And
true.
then there's or there's the then there's that kind of like flex type of person that just
Yeah,
goes to the gym
yeah,
just to like to speak with.
yeah. He kind of like struts his stuff. Kind of has that swagger in his walk. That's me, by the way. I walk with a
Yeah, but
swagger.
oh, come on, dude, yo.
Hey, real real
You're
quick.
that guy flexing at the gym.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
here's the
sorry,
here.
sorry.
No, no, no. So let me. Here's what we're gonna do.
Okay, okay.
I'm going
Uh-huh.
to send you another link. It seems like there's a pretty big delay in this, so I'm gonna end
Mm.
this. I'm gonna end the call right now. I'll send you another link and see if that kind of fixes it. All right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So give me just 1 second. Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. Hold on 1 second. Seems like there's just a big delay. That's the only thing that kind of sucks. I want to see if that gets fixed. Maybe I'll cut this out. Maybe I'll just kind of let it go. Who knows? Because I mean, hey, I try to keep these as unedited as possible. I do my best, at least. Hopefully he gets that, though. Ugh. Jesus, Dr. Pepper, bro, is hitting me different. I'm burping up a storm over here. But I'm out of it now, so I guess we're okay. All right. You here? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
okay,
good.
sick. Yeah, let's see if that works.
Yeah.
Like, it was okay when we first started, and then over time it just got worse and worse. And I was like, man, I hope that doesn't happen again. But
Yeah.
let's see if that works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And we'll just make it work. But what did I say last? Something about swagger in my walk. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I don't remember.
Okay, well, here I'll go this way. I'm kind of curious because
Uh-huh.
I know what it's like to live in the States, and I lived in Las Vegas for a while, right? And so,
Okay.
when I was in Vegas, there was a very heavy Mexican influence in that city. There's a lot of people immigrating from Mexico, and they kind of just went to Vegas. That's just kind of what happened. Would you be able to explain to me kind of like maybe what a typical day is in Mexico? Like, of course, you would probably go to school and stuff, but like, what do you think might not be considered normal elsewhere? Like what, like, do you guys go out to eat lunch every day, or, like, kind of give me what a life in the eyes of a Mexican, if you will.
Okay. I'll tell you. So without COVID, right?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm just gonna talk about my area, right?
Yeah, sure.
There's a very very different there's very different regions all around Mexico, so you can find everything around here. So I guess the city is kind of populated. There's a lot of people. There's a I guess you can see the poor side sometimes. There's there's the nice houses. There's but there's like everywhere you can find these type of situations. Where you see some houses with like barely some bricks and not painted over, just kind of with a roof with I don't know. It just looks very poor, right? But
Okay.
then there's kind of the rich side to I mean, it's just they're kind of just together. It's just kind of all mixed, and and referring as to the normal day. Well, yeah, I guess you normally everyone just drives around here. It's not, I guess, don't really take as much bike or as much walking as well. I guess in a more safe environment, I guess.
Okay.
But but I feel it's pretty secure. I just there's just this kind of problem where I guess it's been being addressed in last year, I think, where it's like the whole feminist movement and trying to empower women because it's kind of low down here in Mexico where like the girls can't go out into the street, and it's kind of like scary for them. They don't feel
Yeah,
that
okay.
secure. But I mean, it's not like that everywhere. There's some really really nice places. There's some really really beautiful areas. I love Mexico because you can, like, there's just like mountains into one side, and then you go like 2 hours, and then you find I don't know, the jungle. It's like it's awesome over here, but and the people are just so nice. So if you approach anyone on the street, usually they'll say hi back.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're just really nice, and they're funny. Most of them are really funny.
That's interesting. So like, of course I've never been to Mexico, so I don't know, mannerisms. I don't know Spanish at all. I don't know the culture. But for some reason, I never would have guessed that people are super friendly down there. I guess it kind of makes sense because isn't the family sense, if you will, I'm not sure what that term is, but you know, the
Mhm.
idea of family, aren't you guys like super close and like tight?
Yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Like
So
family is the most important thing over here.
gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense because, of course, over here it's not. You know, money is the most important thing. But that's really interesting to me. I'm excited to go to Mexico. That is one place that I wish I could have gone to when I lived in Vegas, or even when I've been down to California and stuff. I really want to visit Mexico because I've heard a lot of great things about it. You know, of course, the
Dude.
food. Like
Yeah,
everyone,
dude.
oh, the food's so good. You know, I've
Dude,
been.
as as a child, I didn't live here in Mexico. Like, well, I was born here, but then I went somewhere else, and then I came back, and
Oh,
dude, the food is amazing. Uh, you guys have to try it. There's tamales, there's pozole, there is what else? Like chilaquiles, there is tortas, there is
enchiladas,
what else? Tacos of all kinds.
tacos.
Yeah, enchiladas.
Awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
Like,
amazing. It's
oh
amazing.
my gosh, when I was in LA for a trip. It was a spring break trip. I was helping out. You might not know it, but people listening might not, or might know it. The Dream Center. It's pretty much an organization that is uh built from one of the churches in that area, but they just help a bunch of
Mhm,
homeless people. You know, giving out food and you know doing what they can to help people out,
mhm.
pretty much. And when I was there, they didn't provide dinner one night for whatever reason. I don't remember what the reason was. And so one of my guys, he was like, "Hey, let's go get some Mexican food." And he literally typed in on his phone Mexican food, and it popped up with this like really super random joint where it was these authentic dudes. That sounds so bad, but these guys from Mexico, they didn't speak
Uh-huh.
any English at all. Like I couldn't communicate with them, but they just put up their grill on the side of the road and had a bunch of tables and all of the food and onions and everything else that you would put in a taco just kind of laying there. It was super ghetto. There was only Hispanic people there, only Hispanics. Me and the group that I was with were the only like straight up sour cream white guys that were there, and we were just having street tacos, and it was some of the best food I think I've ever had. It was delicious, man. I wish I could eat more of it.
It's because the Latinos know, you know,
They
they
do.
they know where to go
They
to get some actual tacos. Because, dude, if you like, I've seen the tacos over there, and like Taco Bell tacos, dude, that's not a taco.
It's not, bro. It's so good though.
It's like crunchy. Look, a taco is never crunchy. It's never crunchy.
True, actually,
Okay,
true.
so don't be eating those Taco Bell tacos.
So, if you were to get, let's just say you were to go to, and I don't know if this is a thing, but just theorize with me. Let's just say you were to
Uh-huh,
go to a taco buffet and you can make
uh-huh.
any kind of taco you want, and you could put in anything you would want. What kind of stuff would you put in it?
Ah, dude, ¿cómo se dice? I guess I would do a taco of arrachera, which is like this type of meat over here, um, mixed with chorizo, which is also very good meat. And
Yeah, it
then
is.
I would put in some green salsa maybe, uh, and a little bit of I don't know what else.
So is it when? So I'm going to name off a few things that I myself would put in a taco or would
Okay.
order in like a Taco Bell taco, which I know isn't a
Okay.
taco, but let's just say it is. So if I were, so I would of course put in meat. I would probably put in chicken because I'm not a big steak guy. I don't like steak. I like chicken,
Uh-huh.
chicken or pork. So I would put that in, of course.
Okay.
I would probably put in some sort of green salsa. Is sour
Mhm.
cream pretty common in tacos?
No.
Seriously?
Wait, what's sour cream? Like, is it's
Wait,
not
what?
no like
Oh
like
shoot!
it's not like sweet cream, right? It's
No,
not,
no, no,
right?
no, no. It's just a type of. I mean, I'm not sure how to explain it, but it's just a type of not
Cream
not
that's sour.
kind of, I guess. It's more it so oh gosh, how would I explain this? It's almost like, have you ever seen oh gosh, how do I explain this? It's almost like oh gosh. I don't know how to explain it actually.
Well,
Think
I think I know what it is. It's like this.
it's like
Well,
a
yeah, it's like cream, but it's like kind of salty. Right?
not necessarily. It's got the texture of like almost more than whipped cream, but it melts really quick. If you know
Oh.
what whipped cream is, do you guys have whipped cream down there?
Yeah, no, come on, bro.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what you guys have. I've never been to Mexico, and so I didn't
Yeah.
want. But I mean, it's kind of got the same consistency at first, but it can be more of like a liquid, but it just helps bring out flavors of stuff. I don't want to say it's sour in the general sense. It's not like you put a bit on your tongue or like ugh, like a warhead
Mhm,
sour or
mhm.
anything like that.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's very faintly sour. Like you almost can't necessarily taste any sour. It just helps bring out flavors and stuff though. I like it a
Oh,
lot. I mean, I know a lot of people that don't, but that's you guys don't have that down there? That's nuts.
dude, I think we do have that, but I think we do have that, but I'm just I don't know my creams.
No, that's okay. I mean, I don't expect you to know your creams. Do you guys put like um do you guys put like lettuce and just like whole they're not whole tomatoes, but like cut up tomatoes and stuff on your tacos?
Cut up tomatoes
Yeah,
on well,
so
yeah, yeah. There's usually like this salsa that we make
salsa,
that's
yeah,
filled
true.
with chilies and tomatoes, cebolla. How do you say that? Cebolla is
Jalapenos?
onion, onion.
Onion. Oh, okay, okay, onion, yeah. Do you guys use like a queso sauce or something like that
Um,
in tacos?
I mean, there's like this thing called what's it called? I think it's called requesón. That's like filled with well, yeah, it's some type of cheese and it's really really good. I guess.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, I just I never thought that you guys wouldn't use sour cream. I don't know if that's an ignorance thing or if like I
No,
the
I think we
oh
do. I think
gosh.
we do. I just don't know.
That's okay. We'll say that you do. We'll say that you do,
Okay,
and then
okay,
if I ever go to Mexico and I find out that you don't use it, I'll send you another email. I'll be like, bro, you lied to me. Come on, what the heck?
okay.
Okay, so
Like you gotta ask for it. Like, oigan, tienen sour cream?
oh my gosh, man, that's so funny to me. So I'm gonna kind of move us along here just a little bit because there are a few things
Okay.
that I want to ask you, and kind of learn, of course, a little more about you because the episode's about you. So you said, and here's the thing, you don't have to share this because I understand, some people they just don't want to share it. But you said that you were born in Mexico and you lived in a few other places. What other places have you lived?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I wanna like talk about that too much,
Oh,
but
okay, that's fine.
I
No
lived in
worries.
Canada. No, no, it's okay. It's okay. I've lived in Canada, and yeah, I was there a while, a long while. That's basically where I got my English.
That's nuts to me. And of
Yeah.
course, like if you want me to pass on it, you can just say like let's just move on. But what so I've never heard of someone being born in Mexico and then moving to Canada and then back to Mexico. How does that work? That's just nuts to me.
Well, it's just part of moving, from well, from jobs
Oh,
and
okay.
also because of family, because they're you know
Yeah. Okay, no, no, I get that. I get that. I'll move on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make you awkward or like, feel
no
awkward or
no
anything.
no
It's
no. It's
just
actually it's a really cool subject to talk about. It just yeah, I
yeah.
guess.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll ask you when we're not recording or anything, just because I'm curious. But that's just so interesting to me because, like I said, I've never honestly heard anyone. Because usually, what happens, at least from my understanding, is that people are born
Uh-huh.
in Mexico or Baja California or whatever it is, somewhere in
Hmm.
that in Central America, and then they usually emigrate up to the states, Texas, Florida, California, Nevada. New Mexico, Arizona, kind of in that southern belt of the states. And so it's just,
Well, well, yeah, it's the American dream, right?
I'm just saying though, it's nuts that you went to Canada and then went back to Mexico. That's just unheard of to me. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite parts about Mexico, and then what were some of your favorite parts about Canada?
Okay, well, Mexico, the people are amazing. Natural resources over here. Like for example, if you go down to Chiapas, which is close to Central America, more like South America,
Okay.
uh, everything is jungle. Like everywhere you look, it's jungle, and it's
Oh,
amazing because there are these hotels where you literally live inside the jungle and your bedrooms are kind of open to nature, right? And you start to hear like these wild monkeys um calling out and in the morning and stuff, and it's just amazing.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. One of my goals is to visit, well, it was to visit every country in the world when I was younger, but then I got married and probably can't do that because of how expensive it would be, because it's not just me buying tickets for myself, it's me then having to buy tickets also for my wife. So it's like double the cost. But one of my goals is to speak to someone
Mhm.
from each country. So maybe I can get a little bit more of a glimpse in that when I speak to someone from Central or, say Honduras or something like that. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
What
Well,
about
well, I think when you put up the Reddit, like a lot of people, uh, the Reddit posts, I think a lot of people responded, right?
Yeah, so this is actually kind of funny. So when I put up that Reddit post like back in November and you responded to it, I got a
Yeah.
lot of responses. I think I got like almost 50 responses.
Imagine.
Like it's freaking, bonkers, right? And then after Christmas and after I responded to more people, was able to, I don't want to say like push people out, but after I was kind of, like I got through that group, if you will, I then put out another post
Mhm.
and it got taken down twice on one of the subreddits for self promotion. But I literally just copy and pasted the post that I used from a couple months ago,
Uh-huh.
and the mods never got back to me on that. And I was like, you guys actually suck. Like I've used this before 2 or 3 times. I never got flagged for anything. It turned out to be a great piece to gain engagement on your thread, your subreddit, but yet you're gonna flag it again.
Yeah.
So I had to find other subreddits to use. But even when I did it this time, because I recently, maybe a couple days ago, put out some more posts because I'm starting to get to the end of the cycle, trying to get more people in. Turned out pretty well, actually. I think I got 25 people, and that was after one of the posts getting flagged. So this turnout is nice because it's not
Wow.
as large in terms of a size group or whatever of people, so that I don't feel as burdened to try and speak to literally everyone, and then I get 6 or 7 weeks of backlogged episodes. So then people like I had some people message me. They're like, "Hey, are you going to use my episode?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. I literally have so many. I'm trying to pump them out as much as possible so then I can get to yours. You just might have to wait a little bit longer." I was like, "Dang, bro." So I'm kind of glad that this size is a little bit smaller, but yeah, I get a decent amount of engagement, which is actually really nice.
Yeah, I remember that Reddit post. I also remember I wanted to enter this podcast that accepts only Heathers. Like he only interviews Heathers, right?
What the heck?
Yeah. Dude, but I wanted to enter so bad. And so they're like, okay, so we only interview Heathers all around the world. And I thought the idea was so good, like so funny.
That is funny.
And I entered myself in the Google Docs, but they never talked. They never responded.
That is such a weird concept. Only speaking to people named Heather. I like that. I kind of want to talk to them just to know
Yeah,
what.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
That's
like
really
to
neat.
pure Daniels or something like that.
Yeah. So speaking of, well, hold on. This is what I'll do. I want to ask you about Canada real quick. Just kind of what your favorite thing is about Canada, and then I'll move us.
Oh.
I want to know about the podcast that you are starting or want to start. What was your favorite part about Canada?
uh, well, I mean, the people there over there also amazing. I love every single one of my friends that I made over there.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously the peace that is in that in general in the neighborhoods is like amazing. You can just walk down to the parks, have fun. There is parks like in comparison to well, at least to the region where I live over here. There's a lot more parks over there, and
Mm,
that's just it's just really cool just to have fun. And yeah, I like that. I really really like that.
mm.
Also the education is very very different.
Oh, I bet.
Um, yeah, I mean over here it's different because they push you a lot to like be the best, but I don't know if that's the the school I'm in, but I guess kind of the education is like that. But they push you a lot to be the best. But and over there in Canada, it's kind of just like I felt that it was kind of more calm. But
Mm.
at the same time, you learned more. You know.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like Mexico is so they're trying so hard to make you guys excel in academics.
Mm.
So then I wonder if it's more so of like for the public figure. So then people can see, oh, look at our students. They're so smart, compared to students in students in Canada, where they're saying, like we just want you to learn. Like of course, some people have difficulties learning. Some people are slower than others. I wonder if that's kind of the whole thing.
I don't know. I just feel the culture is like that. Like Mexico is always very very hardworking, so they just push you to work work work. And if there's like
Mm.
someone that's uh like a bit lazy, then it's kind of like como mal visto. That means like it's not very good
Um,
looked at good, or how do you say that?
yeah, like it's looked down upon if you're not a hard worker.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Mm. Yeah, I guess I kind of do get that because, and this is going to sound, again, this might sound racist, and I really don't mean it that way. This is probably just the best example that I can give.
Just say it.
Well, I'm saying to you, but I'm also saying to people that are listening because I'm really not a racist. Like, I love all kinds of people. I'm colorblind, if you will. Like, I don't see skin tones or whatever. Like, we're all humans. But,
Oh,
um,
really?
well, no, so that metaphorically, like I can actually see colors, but I don't see like I choose to not see the color of people's skin just because someone's black
Oh,
doesn't mean. Does
oh,
that make
okay.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah.
get it.
But I see a lot of people, or at least Latinos, when especially down in Vegas and when I was in California, a lot of them do the hard labor, and so I guess that kind of makes sense when you say they're very hard working. They just go for it because they want to make money, they want to provide. They're very family oriented. They want to take care of the family. That makes sense to me now, because I thought honestly that when I saw a lot of these Latinos, doing all these, landscaping jobs and actually like physically like backbreaking labor, it was just because they couldn't find anything else. But it makes a little more sense now.
No, it's more kind. Well, I think it's more kind of a like they accept any job they can get, and
Mm,
that's how they move up ranks because they're just so hardworking, and they're not gonna deny a job just because it's hard.
ah,
Is they're gonna go for it.
yeah, they have more of a value in work ethic than 99% of Americans do. So, tell
Oh,
me a
sorry,
bit.
the audio got cut there. What'd you say?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I said that people from Mexico have a better work ethic than 99% of Americans do. Hello?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know about the work ethic, but uh, I guess so. Maybe.
Maybe. So,
I'm not one to say, but maybe.
maybe. So tell me a bit about your podcast because when you and I last talked a little bit through email, when you filled out the form, you said that you wanted to start one. You want to do it. Have you started it? Like kind of what is it going to be about? Kind of give me the lowdown of it. Like what is it?
Oh, it's a podcast called "What's on My Mind." So I created in quarantine just to basically like, well, to speak my mind and just to have something to talk about because, well, quarantine is hard on everyone, right?
Yeah.
So I figured my way of getting through it was creating something new, creating something that I would be passionate about. And I started talking about things I liked, right? I started like doing these kind of uh, stories, like funny stories. But I like after a while I started to change it up a bit. I started doing different episodes, and then my audio study started getting better because I got a mic and everything.
Nice.
So uh, it was picking up, and I got lots of plays. But after a while, after I got in school, I don't know. I kind of lost the I guess the inspiration to do new episodes.
Mm. Do you think that's just because you had too much on your plate and you didn't feel like you could dedicate time to it, or was that something that you just, yeah, like it was fun for what it was, and like I'm happy to be done kind of thing?
No, I think it's kind of more of yeah what you said about the full plate because when you have too much stuff to do, you kind of get demotivated to do other things. So I don't know. I guess yeah, that's kind of it.
Mm. No, I get that. I was that way with a lot of things. Like I said, I used to stream a little bit on Twitch, and I did that for a couple of years, and I really did enjoy it. It was fun. I met a lot of really cool people that made the
Yeah.
music for me, people that even like I met a guy who is still part of my community. He made the logo for Across the Pond. And,
Oh.
it's really cool. Some of the people that I met and some of the friendships that I made through it, and the people that I could speak to and everything. But it just came a point to where like I had too much going on. I was more passionate about this podcast. I was more passionate about other things. I couldn't find the time to dedicate to that. I didn't. And so there's just so many things all at once that kind of piled on each other, I guess, to
Yeah,
where,
yeah.
you kind of have to take a step back and reevaluate what you want to do. And I decided I didn't want to do it anymore. So I understand what you mean. I understand with the whole full plate, and of
Yeah.
course, starting with school and everything back up, and then not to mention, I understand you said that quarantine was part of the reason you started, but school and quarantine is probably playing a role in everything. But I understand, life is hard sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was it. But I definitely want to start something new, and maybe I'll start a new podcast. Maybe I'm still not sure, but I do want to keep on going, and I love speaking to people, so maybe more like an interview kind of thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of like this.
yeah, maybe I'm gonna
Hey,
copy you.
no,
I'm gonna copy your whole format. No, just kidding.
bro, I pretty much copied someone's format, so it's okay. I started listening
Did
to
you
this one.
copy did you copy Joe Rogan?
No, well, no, I didn't copy him. I really like. I'll say this. I got two things I want to say real quick. I did copy some guy's format. I was listening to his thing, and he explained how he did it. And I was like, I actually really like this, and this sounds like something fun, so I'm going to do it. But I really do
Oh,
like
okay.
Joe Rogan's podcast. I don't listen to it all the time because each episode's like 3 hours, and I listen to other
Yeah, same,
things.
same, same.
It's kind of one of those podcasts that I have queued up in case if everything else runs out. But when I do listen to it,
Hmm.
it's really good because I feel that he really does talk about good things for the most part. Like, of course,
Uh-huh.
there was one that he did with like Post Malone, and they were high the whole time talking about aliens and all this stuff, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, it
yeah.
was funny.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one. Yeah.
But like I listened to the one that he did with Kanye West, and I was very intrigued with what Kanye had to say. Like of course some of the stuff was a little out there, and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I do think that the conversations that he had. I also listened to the one where he talked with the dudes who are the creators of Black Rifle Coffee Club, which is great coffee. I love it. But they gave their story, and like he's really good at what he does. I like the questions that he asks, and I like the way that he kind of directs the conversations. I think he's a really talented talk show host.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I love Joe Rogan as well. Um, I used to watch him back when he was commentating on UFC,
Oh wow.
and when well, and then well, like not at the time, because I was still very little, but
Yeah, yeah,
like I
true.
used to watch him commentating UFC in YouTube videos. But and then I started podcasting, and then I got into that. I started watching the podcast a lot. I used to watch it more on YouTube before it went to Spotify,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I really like the JRE Clips YouTube channel because
Mm,
it was kind of more like quick, and you don't have to watch the whole episode to get the main idea.
yeah. What kind of podcasts and stuff do you listen to? Like, what are some of the categories and stuff that you enjoy?
I guess society and culture I like. Um, I also watch some comedy podcasts,
Mm.
but not all the time because sometimes they're kind of like silly, I feel.
You should listen. Okay, so are you familiar with the company Rooster Teeth at all?
No.
No? Okay, so they're
No.
just they're one of those companies that's based in Austin, Texas, and they started off with like video game stuff, but then they kind of just evolved more into like video game slash just uh, entertainment, I guess is the best way to put them now. And
Oh.
there's, oh my gosh, it probably won't be as funny to you because I've known the guys who are on this podcast. Oh, what the frick? Oh, I just turned up the volume of my headphones and I got really loud. That scared me. But I listened to these guys that host one of the podcasts that they do for years and years, and they just recently started one. It's called F star star K Face. That's literally the name of it. It's actually like it's really funny. I got my brother hooked onto it, and some of the things that they talk about,
Oh.
it literally makes me cry laughing at work because some of the things they say are so funny. So if you're looking for something just like stupid funny, they're like 45 minutes each. You should give it a listen. It's pretty good.
Like F face. That's
No,
how it's spelled.
it literally spelled F star star K face. Like I'm not just censoring it because I don't say that word. That's literally how it's spelt.
Okay,
It's
I'll give it a listen, but I don't promise anything.
I mean, I'm just saying, dude, it's so funny. I cry sometimes with some of the things that they say. It's one of those things to where it's just three guys who sit down and talk about the stuff that's going on in their life. But it's not just like, oh, well, I went to the golf course today. It's stuff
Yeah.
along the lines of, well, I'll spoil one of the episodes for you. One of the guys, his name is Andrew, and he's like, so I made a really good life decision today. And the guys are like, what'd you do? And he's like, I bought a waffle maker and I put it in my bathroom, and then I ordered 70 pounds of waffle mix, and then goes into a story about that. And you're just like, wait, what? How can this be funny? And it gets funny. And then he talks about how he then started grilling hot dogs in his closet, and you're like, what is this show? And it's so funny. Like it sounds
Like
really stupid, but it's really good.
it's like I mean, I get it because like it's like when you show like a YouTube video to your brother and then they they
Yeah.
don't think it's funny, but it's because they need to see it. Like it's really good. Like
Yeah.
those guys probably give their own like turn to the events, and I mean when it's
Yeah.
three guys, it's just funny.
Yeah. They talk about watching homeless ladies pee in the street. Like it's a good show.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Like I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's really funny.
Okay.
It sounds really stupid. Don't get me wrong. Cause like, even when I like listening to myself say that, I'm like, that sounds really stupid, but trust me,
Yeah.
it'll make you cry. It's really good. I think you'll enjoy it if you like stupid comedy.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, there's a couple of shows like that they just say dumb stuff, but it's like yeah, it's just like these like inside jokes,
Yeah.
once you start to know the host.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I got two more questions for you. All right, the first one I'm just interested in because I love this topic. But if you could go anywhere right now and COVID wasn't a thing, you got the vaccine, it was COVID, the world was COVID free, whatever, and you could travel somewhere and you could experience that area for a month, where would you want to go and why?
Ooh. Uh hey, well, I've been thinking of Australia. I don't know.
Mm,
Or maybe France because I've been wanting to learn French for so long. I know the basics. I've been taking classes for so long, but I want to like speak French with someone that actually speaks it well, and
Mm.
have a nice conversation, a fluid conversation.
What about French though intrigues you? Why not say German, or I was going to say Spanish, but you know Spanish, so that was a really bad. Or like Italian, or say Russian or something like that. What about the French language intrigues you?
uh, okay, I'm not. I don't want to say anything bad about the other ones, but I feel like French is way more. Uh, like it just sounds nicer. I don't know
Mm.
if I can say that.
No, I get that.
It,
Good. Yeah, go
and
ahead.
it's kind of more of a romantic language, I feel, than the others.
I get that. When I was in, so you probably know that I studied abroad. So, I was in Germany. And so whenever I was in the store and stuff, they were speaking German, of course. And it was very,
Oh,
very harsh language.
yeah.
And so I understand what you mean about the French language. It is a very beautiful language. And the way that it sounds is very pleasing to the ear. So
Yeah,
I
definitely.
get that.
Like if you listen to songs in French, like for example, from Edith Piaf, uh, like her voice is just like angelic sometimes. And if you listen to, I don't know, Stromae, Laurent Dans, like those, like just they sound good. I don't know. Even if you don't know what they're saying, they just sound good.
Yeah. No, I get that. I was in a phase for a little bit where I was listening to Icelandic music. And there's some of
Oh,
their pop songs that they do that it doesn't
uh-huh.
necessarily sound like pop, but it is, if that makes sense. But their voices
Okay,
were
okay.
just astoundingly good, like so beautiful.
But is that English or wait
No,
or
yeah. So Icelandic is like Iceland has its own language, and like I had no clue what they were saying. You
what?
know,
No way.
Yeah, yeah. Iceland has its own. I mean, like almost every country for the most part, I would assume has their own language. I know there's some that don't necessarily have their own. Like Canada doesn't really have their own language. They of course have English and then French Canadian, which is pretty
Yeah.
much just French with a Canadian twang. But
Yeah, yeah.
Iceland does have its own language, and it makes no sense. I've looked at it. Um, I've tried to learn some basic words. Some like for example, in Icelandic, the word for phone is not the same as cell phone. Like they're two completely different words. The word phone the word phone is one thing, but the word phone in cell phone is not that at all. It's some completely different. It makes no sense.
Like maybe like Mexico is like teléfono. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same though.
Well. So yeah, Mexican is excuse me, Spanish is telefono. Yeah, but in Icelandic, let's just say it's telephone and Icelandic, just for sake of ease. Phone is telephone in Icelandic. The word cell
Yeah.
phone wouldn't be cell phone or cell telephone. It would be like cell computer. Like it's not the same word at all. The phone part is not the same word. It's so weird. Their language is messed up.
They have like, well, every country has their like different like tweaks to their language, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it works. None of it makes sense to me. They do, of course, have their own like structure and whatnot, but it's just super weird. Super weird. What part of France would you go to? Would you want to be in like Paris, or would you want to be southern part in I don't know France very well, but southern France, or where would you want to be?
Um, I don't know about, I don't know what the zone, like the regions that much, but I just want to be somewhere where I can speak French with someone
Gotcha.
and just learn it like actually well, like actually stay there like 4 months or something and learn the language, learn how to pronounce well. Because I think at a young age you can still learn how to pronounce it correctly.
Mm, that's really cool. I hope you take advantage of that. I hope you take
Yeah.
the because that's one thing I wish I did. I wish I when I was younger traveled more, and it wasn't until I was older to where I realized that I could. I hope
Mm.
that you take advantage of that and you do end up going to France or something just to learn the language. Like whether that be a summer thing that you can do, or
Mhm.
you take a
Yeah.
semester there. Like that would be really cool. You should definitely do that.
Yeah, and there's like these how do you call it, like where you change places with someone from that country, um
Foreign exchange.
and the Yeah, exactly. And the cost isn't that high because you're also paying for the person that comes to your country. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to do that maybe.
Oh yeah, definitely do it. That's one thing. I've spoken to so many people who have traveled around the world before, and every single time I ask them, I'm like, "What do you think is one of the best things about traveling?" And they're like, "The experiences that you learn because you break out of the bubble that you're in." Because whether people
Exactly.
realize it or not, everyone's in their own little bubble. I'm in the Seattle bubble. You're in the wherever you're at in Mexico bubble. My brother lives in Montana, and so he's in the Montana bubble. And it's not until
Yeah.
you go and travel and you can get out of that bubble, you really learn, like what life is and the experiences of life and culture and food and people and all this awesome stuff. But you have to travel. That's the problem. And a lot of people don't want to do it because they don't want to leave the comfort of whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, sorry, go ahead. You're going to say something.
Oh, no, no, no. You go
I was
ahead.
going
You
to
go ahead.
say, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you one more question. I can't speak. One more question. We're going to kind of wrap things up here a little bit. And this is a question that I like to ask everyone who comes on the show because regardless of what your age might be, regardless of who you think you are, regardless of whatever it is, everyone has a piece of advice that they can pass down to someone. And I've heard some great advice. I've heard some mediocre advice. I think there was one person who took it as a joke and said something really dumb, and I was like, well, there you go. So but I like to kind of highlight this section because like I said, the reason for Across the Pond is, learning people,
Yeah,
understanding
yeah, yeah.
people and everything. So what would be that piece of advice though that you yourself would like to pass down to someone? It could be a song lyric or a quote or something that your dad told you when you were 3 that you still somewhat remember. But like, what is that one thing that you want to pass down?
Okay. I guess I guess it's gonna be like whatever you want, you can get it. Like you just the only thing you need for that is to be consistent. You need to do it every single day. So if you want to be, I don't know, a tennis superstar, you have to practice it every single day. If you want to be like whatever you want to be, you can do it. Like honestly, you can do it, but you have to be practicing it every single day. So
Mm,
that's my advice. I think that's like literally you can be anything, but you just have to be practicing it every single day.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. Like, if you want to be an astronaut, you just have to keep going until the people next to you stop, and then you get there.
Yeah,
If you want to be the
exactly.
best tennis player in the world, you just keep going until the people next to you quit caring or quit trying because you're too good. You just got to keep pushing.
Exactly.
I love that. That is good advice. People need to hear that. It's almost like
Yeah.
you've probably seen it before, but have you seen the picture of like Minecraft or whatever where the dude's like mining and he's like, "Don't give up. The diamonds are right there," but then he gives up and walks away. It's like that. It's like you just got to keep pushing until you get those diamonds, and until you get them, you don't stop.
Exactly. Like for example, in podcasts, if if you keep doing your episodes, like it's just gonna get to a point where people are gonna love the person you are,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
gonna start to appreciate the amount of effort you're putting into every single episode. And yeah, I found that because at the beginning I started to do like I was like, okay, so I want to be consistent in this, and I started doing an episode every single day, and the play started picking up, and you start to get really good at what you're doing really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. It's true. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep doing it. You got to have the motivation to keep going because if you stop, then the person next in line is just going to pick up everything and run with it farther. You just got to keep going.
Exactly.
I love that, man. That's really good advice. Do you want to shout anything out real quick? I know you said that you're not really doing your podcast right now, but is there like any socials or anything that you might want to shout out? Just to kind of get your name out there, if you will.
I'm good. I'm good, but thank you very much for having me, and it was a really cool talk. I really appreciated having this talk with someone, well, really far away,
Yeah,
and
true.
it was very very interesting to see someone from United States and Mexico. Just having a good time. So
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, no, thanks for doing this, man. Thank you honestly, like honestly, sincerely, thank you for, kind of putting up with the stuff that was going on to where like our times and stuff wouldn't meet. I really do appreciate that because this was really fun. You are the first person from Mexico that I've spoken to on the show. So if I had a map or whatever, your name would be on that map, and I would. I'm gonna remember it because my memory is impeccable. But your name would be on the Mexico part of the map, and that's another country to cross off. So I'm excited. I'm getting there. I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be speaking to someone from Finland soon. I just have to get back via email.
Ooh.
That's going to be cool. And just so you know, I'm going to be speaking to someone from Greece on Saturday. That's going to be really cool.
Ooh.
So I know I'm getting there, man. I'm excited. I'm so excited. I know, dude. I'm going to get some cool people up in here. I mean, like, everyone I speak to, honestly, is such a blessing to me because I've learned so much. And the wisdom that people pass on to me, and just the interactions that we have, me learning about culture and food, and who you are as a person. It's just really neat. I love it so much. But thank you so much, man, for doing this. This honestly was fun. I really, really did have a good time. And then what I'll do is when this goes live, which might be, let me think, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will probably go live by the end, about maybe middle of March is my guess. Maybe a little bit earlier than that, because I'm actually still.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll send you an email so you know. But I still have a few episodes that I'm pumping out from the whole last giant thing that I sent out. From when you filled out the form. So I'm trying to get all those out. It's really cool. Just again, just so you know, I spoke with a dude from China, and he talks about like corporate work and stuff. It was really cool. Well, I should say this. He was from Singapore, but it was really cool. I like that one a lot. But yeah, sweet, awesome. Well, thanks, Santiago, for doing this. This honestly was fun. I had a great time. Thanks again for doing this and being so flexible and everything. It honestly, took a lot off my shoulders being able to push things around, trying to make it work. And also, so thanks for being flexible and whatnot. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, and definitely if you're serious, look into the whole, foreign exchange, going to France thing. I honestly think that would be an incredible eye-opening experience for you if you really want to do that.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And Daniel, keep doing this. Like, really, I think you're meant to do this. Like, thanks, I think man. It's you're very good at interviewing, and you're a fun guy to talk to. So,
thank you.
That's all I can say. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Like I said, I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you later, man.
Okay.
Well, take it easy. See ya.
Okay.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Across the Pond. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to connect with me, you can find me on Twitter at KingServant, and that's KINGSSERVANT. You can also find the audio version on YouTube. There's no video, just audio. You can type in the search bar Across the Pond, and you'll find us with the picture of the lily pad. If you want to support us monetarily, you can find us on Patreon. Each tier has its own rewards, so please check that out if you want to throw some money my way, but please don't feel like you have to. I do this because I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't do this for money. If you know someone that would love to be on the show, go ahead and send them my email, acrossthepondpod01@gmail.com, and that's it. That's all you got to do. After that, I got to do all the hard work. But I would appreciate it if you could spread the word a little bit. Tell your friends, tell your family, say, hey, I found this really cool podcast that I think you'll like. The host talks to people from all around the world about anything. Tune in next Sunday and every other Thursday for another awesome episode of Across the Pond.